We try to provide information that's going to make them think through the things they've never thought about. We try to give people the ability to have a simple solution in this very complex world we now live in. The company's called the Resource Center. The vision was to have a one-stop shop for insurance and financial services. When it comes to our customers, it's always better for a long-term relationship if you don't focus the first day on how much you're going to make and how good it's going to be on your sales quotas that week. That's the old captive agency approach that I hated, that 20 years ago I ran screaming for joy out the door. Our team works together. The service gets taken care of. The sales are natural. Every member of our team, we all have the same approach. And if there's ever a situation and I'm not around, I know there's people there that'll take care of it and do it exactly the way that I would do it. The year my dad died, from that date till the end of the year, I had 39 deaths in my office. And now everybody is calling 39 families. Hey, mom and dad said you're their financial guy. We need to come in. All right, come on in. What I was most proud of was the consistency in every plan. Consistently, everything was about the same. And it fits what our original tagline of our company was: simple solutions in a complex world. The objective I have is to just get up and make a difference.
Good morning, Rogersville. Thanks for joining us once again right here on K-ROG for Dollars and Cents. Bruce, good to have you back.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back.
Well,
I have been on a busy schedule for the last couple of weeks.
Well, Roy filled in pretty well for you for a few weeks, and we got to talking about disability and all of that stuff. So that was very interesting. It was a new topic for us around here.
I'm kind of glad to have him on board. That's a huge need that we're trying to plug and fill, take care of. Whatever.
Well, certainly a good add to the team. In fact, we got a question last night about, and I said, hey, we got the guy right here. And so I think we got him set up last night to see Roy.
I mean, that's the thing about the Resource Center. We're just evolving. We've, we collaborate on a lot of stuff and it works and it gets our clients answers. And that's what we're looking to do. That's why we call it what we do.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's great. Resources for all kinds of things. First stop, make the call, and you'll either help or find somebody that can. That's been my experience with what you do for folks.
That's right.
And that's
our
pretty
estate
cool.
planning workshop last night was full. And
another one today that's full.
And we got another one today that's full.
And you're done. We're done for the month.
Then we're done for the month, and that's good because we're running out of time.
We're running out of month.
And then we got another month coming.
Yeah, so we'll look forward to that. That'll be good. And so what do you want to talk about today?
Pickleball.
Pickleball, yeah. Well, you're healed up pretty well from your pickleball injury, it looks like.
So
saw you at church. You were gimping around pretty bad.
Yeah, so advice to potential pickleball players. Stretch, warm up, rethink it.
And then stretch and warm up again.
Yeah.
Warm up, stretch.
I was...
Stretch.
I don't know. I was kind of a athlete,
Well, sure.
40 years ago in high school, 50. Right?
Yeah, sure.
And I'm tough.
Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Right up until the minute you step on a pickleball court. I never hit the ball.
Is that right? Not once.
I stepped on the court. The wife served it to me, kind of a blistering hot serve,
Yep.
I turned, I juked.
Uh-huh.
That was it.
And you should have jaked something.
Pulled my calf muscle and went down and
there you go.
Spent 2 days in a recliner with ice.
Well, that's a nice vacation.
Yeah,
anyway.
So that was kind of nice, and I got to watch the same movie on the same TV station 3 or 4 times.
Hate that.
Yeah, I kind of memorized the lines. But yeah, that was so I've been out of pocket a little bit dealing with that, and now I can walk. I have a little brace on my leg, and it works.
Well, it's good to have you back.
Yeah.
Did you buy any Twitter stock?
No, I should have.
Yeah, I did. I actually, after Elon bought his, I bought about 10 or 12 shares. And
good.
So
we'll see how that goes. I like the idea of in the United States, we should have a thing called free speech. I don't know why they didn't do that originally.
It's been a good idea. You think that of everything else they thought of, they should have thought of that one too.
Yeah, free speech in 2022.
Yep.
So, that's Elon. We'll see what he does with that. So, that's potentially going to be a big deal.
Yep. But I bought it in my regular investment account. What would have happened if I'd bought it in my Roth IRA?
Well, see, there's the catch.
Yep.
Last year we had a big surge of people buying IRAs right at the end of the tax time because everybody wanted to, try to either enhance their rate of return, or not their rate of return, enhance their refund.
Sure.
Or they wanted to mitigate how much they were going to pay and lower their tax bill by putting some money in an IRA. So either way, either circumstance, that's a way to do it. But if you're going to be an aggressive investor in things that can quadruple or 10 times their growth within our lifetime, you might want to trade that stock or that investment inside your Roth IRA, because the difference is, after a 5-year period, it's all tax-free.
Well,
forever. For your kids, grandkids, great-great-great-great-great-grandkids, everybody's tax-free on that.
Because the money you put in a Roth, you've already paid the taxes on the money you put in, and the agreement with the Roth is they will not tax your gains.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that is non-qualified money. So that means there's no benefit for taxes on the front side like a traditional IRA. What's the con to a Roth? You got to wait 5 years. All right. You got to be older than 59 and a half.
What if you bought? Can you buy real estate in a Roth? Can you have like a self-directed Roth IRA and buy real estate? We'd have to look at that one.
I think I'll have to look at that.
We'll research that one.
Well, I know you can buy REITs, and I know you can buy, different real estate investments. Can you specifically go out here and buy a duplex and put it in your Roth IRA? I don't know. I'll need to look into that a little bit.
I know you can have self-directed IRAs.
That has been talked about in the past.
Yeah.
And honestly, I haven't looked at it.
Well, and probably really the issue you'd come up against that is the annual limits on how much you can put in a Roth IRA.
Yeah,
so you probably bump up against that pretty fast trying to buy real estate.
It's like traditional. it's $7,000 if you're above age 50 and $6,000 if you're not.
Yep.
And so that catch-up provision allows people to, kind of accelerate the amount. But, when you think about it, I could put $7,000 in a Roth every year. That may not be enough to retire me unless I have some really big growth. So if you're trying to figure out where to put money away or build up a Roth portfolio,
right.
You could consider doing a conversion of your traditional IRAs into Roth. Now, it's kind of a backdoor way to go into a Roth and avoid those limits. But, if you had $1 million in a traditional IRA, theoretically, you could convert that to a Roth IRA. Now, you'd have some tax liability.
That was my question. Is there going to be a tax?
Oh, yeah. You got to pay tax on that money to free it up to throw it in there. But if you have enough time, I don't know, the equation might work in your favor.
Particularly if you figure in if tax rates are going to go up, which they almost have to.
I don't know. Do you think they will?
They've got to, don't they? Simple math.
Let's see.
We're either going to default on the national debt or we're going to have to make some more money. Right?
Right. So I think we're going to default on the national debt. And I think, and then,
China is our creditor.
Who's going to foreclose? China?
Yeah.
Okay, well, they're broke right now because nobody's trading with them.
But our collateral...
The world's in complete chaos.
We gave all of our national parks to China as collateral.
That's totally insane. Lord, bring on November.
Yeah. November can't get here soon enough. I agree.
We got to vote.
We do have to vote.
Everybody's got to vote. Come down to Storytime Coffee before you go vote. Load up on some caffeine. They got the best coffee.
Pretty good stuff.
Around. It's really good stuff. And then go vote.
Yep.
Vote several times.
Yeah. Well, what's fun is I get to sometimes because people ask me, how do I vote and what should I do? And so I get to tell them, and then theoretically they do what I suggested, and we get a couple extra votes that way.
I think we have to think about the health of our nation moving forward.
Yep.
We got all this stuff. We got all this really cool stuff here in the United States. I think we ought to keep it if we can.
Well, we ought to be thoughtful about how we engage with that and how we protect it and what we want to do with that. And how do we get here? And look at how we got here and say maybe that's what we ought to keep on doing. Do what
Yeah.
works. So
I don't know. Do you think we ought to have a southern border?
I think we started with one. It would be good to continue to have one. That would be good.
A secure one, I mean.
A secure one, yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
I think
All
it's
those
just
good
prudent.
things.
I don't know.
Well, you know,
I'm just a
the
guy
interesting
from
thing.
Southwest Missouri, but
Yeah.
it seems to me like we ought to have, a protocol.
Yeah. The interesting thing about our southern border is people think it's Mexico, the Mexican nationals coming in. It's really not. It's people from all over the world are coming into this southern border. So it's kind of a big deal. But anyway, we'll talk about that more next week.
So,
what do you think?
go on vacation, cross our southern border, get free benefits.
Yep, sounds good. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week with more dollars and cents.
Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC. AE Wealth Management and the Resource Center, Inc. are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet a particular need of an individual situation. The Resource Center, Inc. is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this podcast shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein, provided by third parties, have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by the Resource Center, Inc. This podcast is a paid placement.